Imagine if the earth just stopped spinning, just like when YouTube hits the pause button on the views from my last video. But this is a bit worse because based on the research so far, when the earth just suddenly stops, everything else, including your coffee, your car, and your grandma, keeps flying east at 1600 kilometers per hour. Now I'm exploring this what if disaster because I'm genuinely intrigued by this type of thing from disaster movies. But even more fascinated by the fact that people just click on this type of stuff. Look at the amount of views that these type of videos get. What if you dove into the sun? 27 million views. Apparently people really want to know if you can live inside Roblox. 22 million people did. But what if I take this whole earth-stopping madness and turn it into a profitable Faceless YouTube channel idea? Because if this thing actually happens at some point, well, at least you made some money from it. Because of course, money makes the world spin. So as usual, grab your coffee and let's figure this thing out together. Because by the end of this, you should know exactly how to turn this global catastrophe into YouTube views, but with dollar signs. What will I need to make videos like this? Well, a couple things. But most importantly, I'll tell you what I won't be using, and that's money. I won't be using a cent because I think it's definitely possible to make videos delivering similar value using free tools. But why on a spinning earth would I want to turn this worst case scenario into a YouTube channel? Well, easy. Because people are clearly hooked on this. Obviously, these types of videos trigger curiosity, and apparently the irresistible urge to scroll through the comment section and argue with strangers. Alright, let's look at how to actually build this thing. The first actual step I took was to binge watch some of these wild science YouTube videos. More like binge skim. Because while these topics are interesting and really makes you wonder, I just want to be able to analyze the videos so I could figure out where I could get clips like that, the type of music and sound effects that are used in those types of videos, and most importantly, what the script for those videos is like. So of course, I spent some time on Google learning what are the possible outcomes of this scenario. And apparently, without Earth spinning, one side of the planet gets sunburned for like forever, while the other goes full ice age. Alright, so I'm going to be literally building this thing as we're talking. So the rules of the game are simple. No camera, no real voice, no paid nonsense, just AI, stock visuals, and hopefully some really around average storytelling. Step 1 is the script. I open ChatGPT and type, write me a tight 3-minute script about what happens if the earth stops spinning. Make it smart, make it simple, make it slightly terrifying, but cozy. It spits out silver on the first try, which obviously means I take full credit, since the AI needed me to make it gold, which means I tweaked a few lines here and there so it sounds like me and not a robot who drinks on the job. Step 2 is the voice. 11 Labs was the clear choice for this. I auditioned a few voices for the role and ended up picking one that sounds like a friendly sci-fi narrator.
Let me know in the comment section below.
And so I pasted the script, which sounded really good when the audio file was generated.
Earth spins, obviously.
But I felt like the pacing needed to be a bit faster to take it from good to great.
At the equator, this planet is hauling at about 1,670 kilometers per hour.
Step 3 was the visuals. I went through a lot of the footage and photos from sites like Pexels and Pixabay and got some really usable stuff for a lot of the video. Stuff like cities at sunrise, clouds whipping past, close-up of oceans, satellite shots of Earth just chilling. For the you get flung east part of the script, where people actually went east, almost flying, I grabbed a wide street shot and tried to be creative by imagining people tumbling past 3 stop signs and, whatever else is in the way. If I needed something specific, and, well, I just searched on Google for public domain or Creative Commons. Also, I used YouTube and videos that were really useful based on my story. Step 4. Music and sound effects. I picked a gentle sci-fi ambience. Nothing too dramatic, just enough to whisper that, well, the planet is ruined. But we're going to be okay. You know what? Scrap that. That's not true. I actually changed it to be a lot more dramatic because the Earth stopped spinning. Who knows what could happen to YouTube ad revenue when that happens? And so the sound effects part, I added a few tasteful rumbles, wind, and a low boom for dramatic. The core of the Earth is fine. Probably. All of the sound effects were conveniently found right on Pixabay. I didn't have the need to steal anything else. Legally, of course. So that took me to step 5. At that point, why use anything else other than Premiere Pro? I mean, CapCut. Because it's free, fast, and well, it's already installed. First thing here is I drop onto the timeline the voiceover files that I downloaded from 11 Labs, then simply created layers of those photos and videos to match each line of the audio. I add simple captions for punchlines like, launch into the next time zone, please return cards to the front of Walmart. Might not be the exact thing. I also added some movement effects for the parts that seem appropriate, which is probably for the most of the video because there should be a lot of movement. Light motion blur here, a couple speed ramps, and subtle zooms to keep viewers' eyeballs engaged and their fingers away from the screen. Unless it is to hit the subscribe or like button, which I'm totally okay if that happens. After the edit looks really good, the last thing I do is drop in the dramatic background music and balance the levels. And following that, the second last thing that I would do is drop in the sound effects while looking at the edit. Maybe this is not the correct order to edit based on expert creators, but I'm not an expert. This is what works for me. Now I had my ideas for the thumbnail that I made with pencil and paper, but only decided to make it after I created the video because, well, the video needs a thumbnail. So I'm thinking a giant earth, tiny floating buildings, a bold red arrow that points at nothing useful. I think everybody should be wanting to click that, right? And so that is how I plan to go from a blank page to uploading in under 2 hours or so, give or take an hour. Now, if that wasn't quite enough for you and you preferred me walk you through cloning a 484 million views YouTube channel with AI step by step in even a shorter time, then check this video out right here. You should do it fast before the earth stops spinning, and then you'll have to click it here instead. But for now, you could click it here.